my friends. I want to talk about this recent thing where directors from one side speak poorly about directors on another side, or even an entire genre of films. And basically what I'm getting at is what all started with Martin Scorsese making fun of the Marvel movies right before his movie, The Irishman, was about to come out. And basically what that basically is somebody who is reaching for someone else's spotlight to sneak in there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the Marvel movies come out and they're the pie, and all the fans and people who go to the movies rush out to go see those movies and eat up all the pie. And when they're gone, there's just crumbs and some of the crust left. And that's what The Irishman got. And he knew he was going to get that. So to increase his chances, he basically said, oh, you know, the Marvel MCU movies are awful and they're just a waste of film and they're pointless and brainless and spiritless and soulless and blah, 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 blah. He said all these things which made a lot of people angry, which created buzz, which in the long term and big picture had people talking about the fact that he had a new movie coming out. And what he was hoping for, and what Ridley Scott was hoping for, and what now Francis Ford Coppola, the director of The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, it's almost as if he thought because of his back catalog of having made some of the greatest movies of all time, that he could get away with saying that Marvel movies are crappy. It's sad to me. It's sad because it makes me realize that these men are either 100% boldly lying to reach for this spotlight, or these men didn't grow up with comic books, that they never read a Spider-Man or a Superman or a Batman, that these men never got to go into a grocery store with their parents and spin the rack and know that if you brought up 5 of them, your mom would say, you can get any 2. That's so sad to me. And then at the same time, give you a couple quarters to put in the little machine and turn the knob and get the plastic ball with the rubber monster in it, you know? That's part of my childhood. That's a major part of my childhood. I didn't just flip through a comic book and read it and say, oh, it was easy to read. Yeah, of course they're easy to read. It's not about that. It's about this world that it brings you into that is so much like a movie. And it sounds like these men were so busy creating their own visions that they didn't have time to appreciate anybody else's. And I understand that, and that's what we're thankful for, because that's how we got some of the greatest movies of all time. I mean, each of these directors that is bad-mouthing the Marvel movies have several movies within their own personal libraries of their creations that are some of the best films ever made, period, hands down. You know what I mean? And that, I guess, gives them the privilege to think that they can say whatever they want about something that other people may cherish. And that's the mistake that they're making. And that's the audience they're not realizing. They have just alienated and ostracized the most important audience of all, which is, one, the youth, those with imaginations and creativity, those who grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons and reading comic books and play acting and playing cowboys and Indians in the yard with pistols and guns and all of that. You're just pushing that whole audience to the side, just for the assumption that the only audience you even have is the one that grew up watching your movies. And that's where the mistake is. Don't do that. I'm one of those people. I grew up watching Martin Scorsese's films. Taxi Driver is one of my favorite films. It had a profound impact on me. Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, Alien, I mean, so many incredible movies by Ridley Scott. Francis Ford Coppola, I don't even need to go there. I mean, The Outsiders is one of my favorite all-time movies, and that's separate from The Godfather and Apocalypse Now. I even love Coppola's Dracula. And it breaks my heart that he would say things about movies from a whole generation's childhood. Comic books are now on the big screen. Call it what you want. I mean, it's better than the horror movie craze, isn't it? Where all the movies that were out there were all Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Wishmaster. I mean, God, there's so many. Scream would come out much later to make fun of it all. Man, stop making fun of other people to get attention. Just, it's not cool. It's makes people lose respect for you. I mean, it's classless. You are horrible. But because you're popular, just saying you're horrible, oh, look at all these people getting mad at me. Hey, look, oh, throwing stuff at me just because I said you're horrible. Hey, stop doing that. Hey, by the way, I got a movie coming out next week. And that's hoping that 2 or 3 people will actually go to the movie. The rest hate you. That's what I wanted to say. Thanks for watching my little rant. I better get off my soapbox.